Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's okay. I'm fine because I just got off the gym and I went for a run this morning, and it's a beautiful day because of the sun. It had been cloudy for a few days, so it's good to see the sunlight again. And I was thinking about life today, and even the fact that we can walk, we can move. Like, we do we move our muscles or walk somewhere? You think it's a miracle, really? Because think about it. There are a lot of people in this world that are handicapped or wheelchair users, or they can't walk like normal people for some reason. And I was talking about this with my mother one day, and since she's a nurse, she often takes care of very old patients who can barely function. Not because they don't want to take care of themselves or because they don't want to live. Dude, these people, they want to live, but their body is betraying them. For example, she was telling me about this old lady who was about 9 years old that she was in charge of taking care of once. She couldn't eat through her mouth. She needed to put some tube inside of her just so she could be fed. She couldn't shower herself. She couldn't even talk. And she's the eyes of that lady. She says is that she was trapped, like she was in desperation. She just wanted to say, please get me out of here, do something, make this stop. I wanna be normal again. I wanna leave. That's what she saw in her eyes. And I had a relative long ago. It was one of my great grandparents, the mother of my grandmother. She actually was a very energetic woman. Even in her old age, she always liked to make people laugh, to just talk with people or go out with the family, to dress her best for any celebrations in town. But 3 years before she died, she started to lose her memory. She couldn't think properly. She couldn't use her logic correctly. And one of my grandma's sisters, she took her to the doctor, and she found out that she had Alzheimer's disease. And the 3 years after this, for my grandma, she was unrecognizable. She stayed all of this time laying in bed, being taken care of by my grandma's family and her in-laws and the rest of us. And I remember that the year she died and the year before that, she was already suffering from injuries in her body. She couldn't eat, or she refused to eat, and she could barely talk or recognize her family. And 3 months before she died, I think, I went to visit her just to see how she was, and just to say hello. She looked at me and said, she smiled at me, but I see she was suffering, as if she wanted that to be over. And 3 weeks before she died, she had to be rushed to the hospital because she couldn't breathe anymore. And my mother, because she worked in the hospital, not only was working there, but during her time off work, she was staying with her while me and my father were at home, because she knows it better and she could help the rest of the family with her knowledge. And that time I was sitting with a cousin, and I told them, I don't think grandma wants to live like this anymore. And actually was thinking, I don't think she's gonna make it out of the hospital alive. And I remember 3 weeks after that, she passed away in her sleep, soundly. But I wasn't feeling heartbroken. I didn't cry. I remember I didn't cry. I was more of as relief that it was all over. Because the last 3 years of her life were just torturous to watch. She was a shell of her from herself, and she didn't even want to live like that. I like to say this when my parents were speaking about her. She became a slave of her own body and mind, and she wanted to get out. And it's really a tragic end, because she was always energetic. She always like to make the people smile, and suddenly this was taken from her. And there are those who says that when we grow old, we go back to being a baby. Like we can't function anymore without any help, just as if babies would do. I don't feel sad. Honestly, I feel like glad she's finally in peace wherever she is. And this is why I want to live my life the best way possible, to live a life I'll remember. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.